Chris Johnson, NASCAR Illustrated. Kyle, with all the off-track incidents in the last month or so, I'm just wondering, do you ever carry those distractions inside the car, or is it easy for you to kind of compartmentalize? And is the case when you get in the car, is that a haven for you to even look more forward to getting into the car in times like these?
Yeah, I mean, it's different for every driver, but in my particular case, I feel like once you get out onto the racetrack, or once you get in the car and put your helmet on, and then out on the racetrack, that's where your priorities lie, and that's where your focus is. So to me, it doesn't seem that challenging.
All right, raise your hand right here.
Tom Bowles, frontstretch.com. Kyle, do you feel like you have a respect issue in the garage area with other drivers and teams? And more importantly, do you feel like you need the respect of everybody in the garage area to be successful?
I can't answer the first part for you. You'd have to ask everybody else. But, as far as needing respect in the garage area, certainly. It makes your day a little bit easier, makes your job a little bit easier. But, I've been able to have good conversations and talk to people outside the race car or at driver intros or stuff like that. So whether it's the case that they're not being true to my face, I don't know. I can't read that. I'm not in people's minds. So, you'll just have to, if you're mad at me, you'll have to tell me.
Okay, we'll take a question right over here on to the right. Then we'll go back to Joe.
Kyle, Colin Riccabon from WBRE here in Wilkes-Barre. What are your thoughts on the new qualifying? Reading there's some mixed reaction.
Yeah, to me, the whole schedule is a little weird. You come in today and you get the first practice, and the first practice is going to base your time for qualifying, and then you go into the second practice, which is later in the day, about when the race is going to end, and then there's going to be a lot of grip probably when the track starts cooling off just a little bit around the 4:30, 5 o'clock time. So, we'll see how it pans out. But you come in on Saturday and you run one lap, and then you have nothing else to do, and then you wait until the race on Sunday. That to me is a little weird. I like the old schedule a lot better. Just personal preference. If I had an opinion, I would just say that you come in, you run some race laps to get yourself acclimated to the track. You switch over, you go to qualifying trim, you make some laps, you qualify that afternoon, that evening, whatever it might be, and then the next day you have 2 practice sessions solely devoted to your race car and what you might need to work on for Sunday. And so to me that's a more productive schedule.
Okay, we'll take a question in the back from Joe and then come back up here to David.
Joe Menzer, NASCAR.com. Kyle, it was a little over a month ago you rode into Charlotte for that PR appearance, and you were joking about now wearing the white hat, and that was more fun. Then you've had kind of a crazy month. Are you rethinking that whole white hat, black hat thing, or just forgetting all about it?
I'm not sure that there's really any hats to be worn here. The black hat deal, the villain type thing, I'm not sure that I really did a whole lot to bring that back upon myself. I feel like I've acted in the utmost respect to every case that's come up my way and has been thrown in front of me. I've tried to do it with dignity and class, and I feel like that comes from people wearing white hats, not black.
Okay, David.
Yeah, Kyle, David Newton, ESPN.com. 2 things. First, it's been a week since what happened last week. Any better understanding for what led to that, or what pushed him over the edge for Richard to come seek you out? And the second part is, as an owner, any damage that happens to your truck, you're going to pay him for it. Do you think it would, if drivers paid for anything that happened to a car after the checkered flag, that would kind of curtail things like that?
The first part of the question, what brought it up, I guess, me giving a congratulatory bump to Joey Coulter is what tipped him over the edge there. I don't recall any time face-to-face conversation where Richard did tell me, if you touch another one of my cars, I'm going to come find you. I don't know if it was ever said in the media, but it was never relayed to me. And then, the second part was what? Oh, as an owner. If he came to me and was so upset about it, I would have offered him money to fix it. I'm an owner in this sport. I know there's going to be torn up equipment here and there sometimes, whatever. And that, I will say that if I didn't roll out of the throttle, we both would have crashed off of turn 4. But the kid did what he was supposed to do on the last lap there. We raced each other for 18 laps, and I was having fun with him trying to keep him back, and I thought I had it done, and then he got on my inside down the backstretch there and pulled a slide job. It was through 3 and 4 and kind of squeezed me up there. But I had 2 options: lift and let him beat me, which is fine, no problem. We're racing for 5th in the Truck Series. It wasn't for a win. And then or crash. The both of us. So it wasn't necessary for any of that.
Okay, we'll take a question up here from Jim Utter and then go back to Claire B. Lang.
Jim Utter, Charlotte Observer. I have 2 questions. First one's a quick one. Have you received any secret fines in the past 7 days that haven't been publicized from NASCAR?
No.
Second question, do you think that NASCAR should make penalty decisions, secret or otherwise, based on whether another competitor has threatened a lawsuit?
Ask the question again.
Do you think NASCAR should issue a penalty, secret or otherwise, based on whether or not a competitor's lawyer has threatened a lawsuit? This is not necessarily directly to your incident.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that's it's not to my discretion, to be honest with you. It's further, to NASCAR to depose, but that's a great question for them. But for myself, would I don't know what I need an instance of what you're explaining. So besides all the information you've just given me, the question you've asked, that's all I can really comment further.
Okay, Claire.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. And I had Joey Coulter in talking to me after he raced, and he was nothing but kind of wide-eyed about racing with you and learning from you at the time. He wasn't upset or mad. He said he learned a lot when he raced with you, and he's sorry that he maybe got a little into you at one point in the racing, but he said he learned a lot. Later, I found out, in fact, I talked to him yesterday, he said that Richard had to fly out 2 body hangers because they were going to take the same truck to Texas and to repair the truck that he indeed is racing this weekend. So the question is, did you have any idea that there was that much damage to the truck after that they would have to fly body hangers to Texas? And could that have been maybe, were you ever able to see how much damage that there was?
No, I didn't feel like I hit him all that hard. I just thought I'd rubbed him a little bit. So, typically when you rub a guy, you don't see much damage from it. But the trucks are so different too. And I forgot all about how the left front fender on a truck, the nose is so much wider than the tire is, so it kind of sticks out a little bit further. So maybe there was more damage than I thought I would have caused. That's entirely my fault. I'm the one that instigated it there or initiated it. But as far as him having to fly out body hangers and all that stuff, if it's something that they didn't feel like that they could hammer and dolly out, sorry it came to that.
Okay, we'll take our next question from Lee Spencer.
Lee Spencer, Fox Sports. A lot of times we try to assume what you're thinking, what's going on in your mind when you're behind the wheel. So you're saying what happened with Joey Coulter was not malicious in any minor fashion, which, it could have been taken either way. You're both battling really hard there for 5th. It could have been, interpreted. And secondly, no message was ever delivered from Richard Childress or any of his people to you about, rough racing in the future.
I answered both those questions already.
Well, I'm just saying, but I'm just clarifying. That's all black and white because no one wants to make assumptions at that point. That's why I'm asking. And secondly, how has M&M Mars taken everything of late, or has that been tough for you?
So confused now. What was the first part of the question?
M&M Mars.
No, that was the second part. That was the third part, actually. What was the first part?
Just, trying to get the driver's head.
Okay, so yes.
Maliciousness of your actions on the pull down.
Yeah, you guys, well, not you guys, but, there can be an easy way to interpret things sometimes, and, it seems like maybe I might be on the wrong end of interpretation a lot of those times. There was no malicious intent to be involved in hurting or damaging an RCR vehicle. Did RC ever tell me anything? No. We were in that NASCAR hauler from Darlington after the race. He never said a word in there. Third part is how is M&M's handling it. M&M's is handling things the best that they can handle it, and going through things day by day. So there's a lot of support there. We just had a NASCAR day at Hackettstown, New Jersey yesterday, and people were awesome. They had a lot of great questions about racing, about the sponsorship, about the partnership that we have, and how things have been really working well for them over the past few seasons, and that how we can continue to grow the brand. So, they're doing everything that they can in their power to, make sure that we continue to carry on the presence of M&M's and in NASCAR and with Kyle Busch.
Okay, next question, Tom.
Tom Bowles, frontstretch.com. Kyle, I just wondered how much you've talked to your brother in the last couple of weeks. I know there have been a lot of comparisons this week to what he went through, and if you've gotten any particular support from people in the garage area over the last week, or some advice that you've gotten that you've taken to heart.
Yeah, I've talked to my brother a little bit. He's had some good things to say and some good advice to give as well. You mentioned he had been through something like this before, so a little bit different case. But, we discussed some things. As far as there being, support on my end, sure, there's been a lot of support. I've got a lot of friends I talk to in the garage area, whether they're crew chiefs or whether they're team members from other teams, even team members from the RCR camp that are my friends. So, I've had an outreach of support, as well as, after the incident in Darlington, it's not something new for race fans, for as passionate and devoted as they are to this sport or to a particular driver, that that the outcry of a penalty, they want to pitch in and help. And so I didn't boast about it, but I had the same amount of fans that wanted to help pay my fine from Darlington, in which we just put the money towards the Kyle Busch Foundation. So it's cool to have that support when times get tough, and it is cool that you can have something better come out of a situation like that.